Welcome, everyone. We have Roslyn Rogers with us today. She is a certified nutritional consultant and board certified in integrative medicine with over 25 years experience in the field of vitamins and herbs. Her lectures and seminars include subjects such as aging gracefully, menopause, PMS, weight management, and most women's health issues. Roslyn has spent years traveling the world, finding and giving away the joy that is inside of her. She is known for her motivational skills as well as her sensitive and caring outlook on life. Welcome, Roslyn. We appreciate you being here this morning.
Thank you very much. Before I begin, I would like to thank Jennifer for taking the words and the pictures in my head and making this beautiful PowerPoint for me. Jennifer, I could not do this without you. Thank you. Hello again, everyone. It's been a while. But thank you for dialing in to listen to my presentation on balancing hormones naturally. I hope to spend this time reinforcing how amazing the LifeFlow family of body creams are and how they may influence pushing back the clock of aging. Before I begin, I've been instructed to read my disclaimer to you, something I'm very happy to do in case I inadvertently say something off limits and get bleeped off this call. The information in this webinar is for education purposes and is meant for nutraceutical employees only. Do not copy or distribute to retailers or consumers. All information in this webinar is the sole responsibility of the presenter, me, Roslyn, and is not reviewed or approved by Nutraceutical Corporation. Products are not intended to diagnose, to treat, to cure, or prevent any disease, damage, or dysfunction. Let's begin. I don't think a person goes out looking for a passion. A passion usually finds you, wraps itself around, and makes you feel the burning desire that you must share this information with others. Well, wow. LifeFlow certainly did that to me 13 years ago. So if anyone is interested in dying young, but as late in life as possible, I'd like to begin the sharing of this information for health and well-being that is my passion. Next slide, please. As I've traveled around the United States, I've really been surprised as to what many knowledgeable people believe about hormones. It's widely thought that the time to be concerned about a hormone is if someone complains about a hot flash or a night sweat or some fertility issue. And although hormones do include those issues, the balancing of our hormones is way more important than only that. Hormones are chemical messengers that tell our body what to do, when to do it, and why to do it. Hormones rule the endocrine system, the pituitary gland, the hypothalamus, the adrenals, and thyroid. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. The road to energy, strong bones, how we feel, how often we smile, how deeply we sleep, our disposition, our libido, the immune system, moods, water retention, and I could go on and on. Next picture, please. And as important as balanced hormones are, that is how difficult it is to be or to achieve a balance. because of the industrialized world that we live in, where so much of what we use on a daily basis is made from petroleum. As you can see from the slide, some of the products that use petrol, our clothing that we wear all day, shampoos, body lotions, fertilizers, plastic water bottles, emissions from planes, even expensive perfume, you find petrol. And for those of us who try and live a cleaner life and keep away from these items, we can't escape. We have thousands and thousands of pounds every single day of petroleum in the food we eat, the water we drink, and the air we breathe. The byproduct of petroleum that we call xenoestrogens, Xeno, xenoestrogens coming from the environment. They act as estrogen disruptors. They get into the body, into the receptors, and mimic estrogen. And women especially, but men too, become estrogen dominant. We women are more intricately wired than the men, so we have a little bit more of the symptoms. But men, you have the issues too. And when we become estrogen dominant, we have very uncomfortable symptoms. The definition, the only definition of estrogen dominance is not enough progesterone. If you are interested in checking out this information, you can refer to Dr. John Lee. He's written many books, specifically What Your Doctor May Not Tell You About Menopause, and another book, What Your Doctor May Not Tell You About Breast Cancer. However, in an updated book by a Dr. Jonathan Wright, his book, Stay Young and Sexy with Bioidentical Hormone Replacement, says that estrogen dominance should have been called progesterone insufficiency because that is what is causing estrogen dominant complaints. Progesterone insufficiency. Let's refer to the slide as to what some of the complaints are when you become estrogen dominant. Hot flashes, night sweats, PMS, endometriosis, cysts, fibroids, moodiness. How about a desire to kill husbands? Weight gain, water retention, and I could go on and on with many more symptoms of estrogen dominance. Next slide, please. Along comes LifeFlow with its wonderful array of bioidentical hormone body creams made from the Mexican wild yam plant. The creams work in the same way that a woman's own body works, the way nature intended it to be. Bioidentical hormones have the identical molecular structure that is produced by the human body. They are readily accepted because they are familiar to the body, unlike synthetics that are perceived as foreigners and generate uncomfortable responses. Slide, please. Here are some of the wonderful benefits when we use progesterone cream, specifically our LifeFlow. It protects against breast cysts, helps with migraines, restores libido, hot flashes, helps with PMS. And in Dr. John Lee's research many, many years ago, he had 100 women and he monitored them for 3 years. And he reported that in the 3 years, the 100 women, every single one of them that used the progesterone cream, gained in the density of her bones. That's a biggie. That's a very biggie. LifeFlow body creams are micronized which mean they are cut in small molecular pieces, and when massaged into the skin, goes directly into the dedicated receptor site. They have their antennas up, waiting to accept what is familiar. The creams work best when used transdermally on the skin and massaged into thin skin areas such as the palms, the forearms, the neck, chest, and if you don't have calluses on the bottoms of your feet, that's a good place too. What is important, every time you put the creams on, you need to change the area. You need to rotate. It's beneficial to use progesterone cream at night, as it helps you to relax. It helps you fall asleep better. So one night, the palm, the next night, the forearm, the next night, the neck, and so on. We change the areas each time as to not saturate the receptors in one place. We want clean skin. When we swallow, when we ingest something orally, it gets chewed up by the stomach acids and also creates what we call the first pass of the liver. Our livers have plenty of detoxifying to do. It doesn't need hormones to get stored there. Besides being micronized, LifeFlow body creams are on a liposome, which is an effective carrier for absorption. This way, the creams work identically the way a woman's body naturally and efficiently works. And that is why they are called bioidentical. They work the way we do. Next slide, please. I'd like to spend a little bit of time discussing the transdermal delivery system, which is massaging a cream into the skin that we call transdermal application. It's sometimes referred to as the delivery system of the future. Transdermal application is not new. When people go to Israel and bathe in the Dead Sea for rheumatism, arthritis, that's transdermal relief. When a person wants to stop smoking, very often it's a patch. Even in hospitals today, patches are used as pain medicine. This delivery system is particularly effective with bioidentical hormones because our hormones, our steroid or sex hormones, are fat soluble and easily get into the fat of our skin, then into the bloodstream and the cells where they are needed. I'm going to say something. Please remember this. It's important. The first process in our body, men and women, that make hormones begin with cholesterol. Cholesterol, fat. Next slide, please. How do we use the creams? Each of the creams are pre-measured at 20 milligrams, so about an inch that comes from them. For women, postmenopausal, finished with their cycle, the directions say 3 weeks on, 1 week off. Begin with 1 pump a day, preferably in the evening. Really helps women sleep better. And then you can adjust for how many pumps one needs. Now, for anybody that still has a cycle, many, many women love progesterone. It really helps many kinds of issues, but they use this differently. This is important. They have to go along with their own hormonal system. So if you have a cycle, women, you begin with 1 pump 12 days after the onset of the cycle and use for 2 weeks. Then you stop. When the cycle begins again, could be in a day, 2 days after you stop using the cream, you start to count 12 days and you begin again. 12 days after your cycle begins, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and you begin on the 12th day and you use it for 2 weeks. This method keeps with the natural way the female body works. Next slide, please. There are no parabens or artificial preservatives in LifeFlow products. The creams are in airtight, hygienically sealed containers, and each pump is approximately 20 milligrams, and there are approximately 20 pushes each ounce. A 4-ounce size lasts about 3 months. The reason each pump gives 20 milligrams is because that's about the amount that a menstruating woman makes a day. Whether you're my size or 6 feet tall, we make approximately 20 to 24 milligrams a day of progesterone. When we're pregnant, we make about 300 to 400 milligrams a day of progesterone. The high amounts of progesterone is what gives pregnant women that beautiful glow. It's the feel-good hormone. We're happy when we're pregnant. When we're finished with our cycle and the ovaries stop producing eggs, we go to 0 or near 0 in the production of progesterone. Progesterone's importance, it does many things, but the most important thing, it opposes estrogen. Progesterone opposes estrogen, and when it does, we are in balance. Progesterone is derived from the fatty substance of the wild yam plant called diagenin. This must be done in a laboratory. If you're using a pill, of wild yam, it does not work the same. It does not work as a progesterone. This must be done in a laboratory. And for it to be a bioidentical product that works the way we women work, you must see USP after progesterone, which stands for United States Pharmacopoeia, which bears the Good Manufacturing Procedure Code. What is progesterone? What is it? It's a steroid or sex hormone produced and secreted in large amounts by the ovaries. It declines drastically at menopause and usually way before that. It's considered the feel-good hormone. It opposes or limits estrogen-stimulated cell growth in the uterus and in the breast. Unopposed estrogens continue to stimulate cell growth and can lead to serious problems. Even when using identical estrogens that I will be speaking about when we get to the products, remember we should always use a natural bioidentical progesterone with it. Remember, we're opposing estrogen. Up until now, I've spoken mainly on the hormone of progesterone, but there are other steroid hormones that are also really important. The reason I've spent this time on progesterone is because many of the symptoms that we feel are caused because of that hormone declining. However, LifeFlow has some other amazing bioidentical steroid hormones from the Mexican wild yam that are also very important, and I will discuss that now along with the products. All bioidentical hormones that LifeFlow has, whether it be the estrogens, whether it be DHEA or pregnenolone, all of them are made from the wild yam plant, and depending how it's molecularly cut in a laboratory is the hormone that can be made from it. Life Flow body creams help with the flow of life in the same way as a symphony orchestra has the beautiful melodic sound when all the instruments play in harmony with each other. I'd like to now go over the products, and hopefully anybody that has a question afterwards, I'd be happy to answer. So the first slide, we see 4 different progesterone products. The first 3 are very similar. You have the original. Each pump is 20 milligrams. There isn't a scent. Next to it, we have the lavender Progesticare, a little lavender oil, nothing synthetic. And next to that, we have the tropical. Each pump of all of these provide 20 milligrams of progesterone. The texture is non-greasy and formulated for very prompt absorption. It helps our mood, it helps sleep, it helps fatigue, hot flashes, weight management, and opposes estrogen. The original, the Progesticare original comes in 1, 2, 3, or 4 ounce sizes. And as I did say, but will repeat, that each ounce gives about 20 pushes. Now, the little one there, the Progesticare Mist, it's a little bit different. Each pump on a lovely oil, sunflower oil, provides 7 milligrams of progesterone. And we came out with that one because younger women who use progesterone might not need the 20 milligrams. So although this is also wonderful for traveling, but it's 7 milligrams and fits into your handbag. And during the day, if you're feeling distressed, I've been told that a little bit of that oil might even help when somebody is having a migraine headache. The back of your neck, right on the pain. Next slide, please. Okay, we have Progesticare Plus, we have Progesticare Estriol, and we have Progesticare Complete. Before I explain the difference, we want to go over what they do. They're good for hot flashes, especially the Plus and the Progesticare Estriol, and night sweats. It helps with estrogen dominance. Now, the Plus, each pump, 20 milligrams of progesterone, USP. Remember, they're always USP, United States Pharmacopoeia, and 25 milligrams of phytoestrogens, black cohosh, red clover, dun quai. This is great for the symptom of a hot flash. It has no estrogen in there. They're phyto, they're plant estrogens, very weak, and it does help with hot flashes. Right next to it, you have Progesticare with estriol. These two are interchangeable, which means the Progesticare with estriol, each pump, 20 milligrams of progesterone and 0.75 of estriol. That's a real estrogen, but remember, it's coming from the wild yam plant. The research shows that the more of that weak estriol that we have in our body, the more we are protected. However, there are some women that do not want to go near an estrogen, a real estrogen, and so we have a choice at LifeFlow. They can use the Progesticare Plus. They are interchangeable. Then we have Progesticare Complete. Each pump, 20 milligrams progesterone, 15 milligrams of pregnenolone, and 15 milligrams of 7-keto-DHEA with each pump. Why did we make this kind of a mixture? Yes, it opposes estrogen, helps with weight, speeds up thermogenesis, helps with moods. Why did we put them together? Because the progesterone, the 20 milligrams, opposes estrogen. Pregnenolone, that is considered the mother of all hormones. Pregnenolone is made right from cholesterol. And although it does many, many anti-aging feats, We know that it raises acetylcholine in the brain and helps with mood and focusing. And 7-keto, also very important to have enough DHEA, but regular DHEA might raise estrogen or testosterone. We may not want that. So 7-keto, although it does many of the same things as regular DHEA does, it has no hormonal activity. The reason we put that in this mixture is because we know it could speed up thermogenesis in the liver and help with weight. So it's amazing. And you can put any of these products on. They all work amazing. I'm a cycler. I use all of them. Please don't get caught up, ooh, I should have said this one or I should use that one. They are all interchangeable, and it's good to cycle. The next slide, please. We have 4 different estrogens. These are only estrogens. We have estriol care and estro next to each other. The estriol care, each pump is 0.75 milligrams of a natural estriol. We have these arrows because next to that we have estro. Each pump 25 milligrams of only the phytoestrogens. There is no progesterone in here, whereas the estriol has no progesterone either. And so again, if a woman is not comfortable using the real weak estriol and she has issues, she can use the estro, which has the red clover, the black cohosh, danquai. What is this good for? Well, estriol is the largest percentage of the estrogens that we women have. We make a lot of it as non-pregnant women and very large amounts when we're pregnant. But one of the main problems that menopausal women complain of is vaginal dryness. In the 13 years that I've been with the company, I sort of have a reputation of healing vaginal dryness. Oh, well, better than another kind of reputation, but it works amazing. And you can put it very high up near the area or inside. This is a choice, very clean product. We put no preservatives or artificial synthetics in here. Again, the estriol care is the real estriol made from the wild yam plant, diagenin, and the estro is only the phytoestrogens from black cohosh, red clover, and danquai. Next to that, we have Bioidentical Care. It's an 80-20 formulation, 1 milligram of the natural weak estriol, USP, remember, and 0.25 milligrams of a natural estradiol, which is a stronger estrogen. Why did we come out with this? Well, many women who go to compounding pharmacies, they will get a product called Biest. Biest is always an 80-20 formulation, 80% the weak estriol and 20% the stronger estradiol. And we thought, why not come out with it in our line? And so much, much less money, and it works amazingly, truly amazing. Hot flashes when you pair it with any of the progesterones, or for vaginal dryness, UTIs, and incontinence. When a woman is finished with her cycle, unfortunately, the vaginal area dries up and gets very thin. When you use an estrogen, it helps. It helps thicken the area inside the vaginal area. It keeps bacteria away, and it also makes intercourse much more pleasant. The last container is the estradiol. Each pump is very weak, 0.1. It's an estrogen. It's a stronger estrogen. Why do we have that? Because many, many physicians, naturopaths, women know that estradiol is a good estrogen to use for vaginal health and to prevent and help with hot flashes. Remember something, when you hear the word estrogen, that's not the name of a hormone. It's the name of a classification of hormones. Like an apple, you have a Gala, you have a Delicious, you have a Macintosh. We have many different apples. We have many estrogens, but we have heard and we speak about 3 of them. Estriol, the weak one, estradiol, stronger, and the estrone, very strong. And that's the estrogen that really creates many problems. So you have a wonderful array and different choices. They are all interchangeable. Please don't get caught up which one. I use all of them. I've suggested all of them. Next slide, please, Jennifer. Okay, so we have some more amazing creams. We have pregnenolone, and that is considered the mother of all hormones because it's directly made from cholesterol, and it converts other steroid hormones. There is a lot of converting that goes on after cholesterol makes pregnenolone, and pregnenolone makes progesterone, and are precursors to other hormones. So that's why pregnenolone is considered the mother, because it's right after cholesterol. It converts other steroid hormones. It reduces inflammation. It helps with memory. It helps with mood. It helps with sleep. It helps with weight. It helps with fatigue. Now, anything I am saying has been researched and proven. Please do your research. My wonderful sources are Dr. John Lee, Life Extension, the doctor's there, or Dr. Jonathan Wright, who is on the board of Life Extension. They have written many books. This is not new stuff anymore. What you've heard on Oprah, Dr. Oz, this is the books that Suzanne Summers has written. These are the steroid sex hormones that make a difference in how we age. The next container is DHEA+. This is a real DHEA. This is not 7-keto. Again, this is made from Diogenes, from the wild yam plant. DHEA is considered the fountain of youth. We have a lot of DHEA, the most abundant hormone in our body, and it does so many miraculous things. The 15 milligrams is not very high, which is why I like it for women. I have some issues with women using too much DHEA. Men can use more. So each pump of our wonderful LifeFlow DHEA Plus is 15 milligrams of DHEA, and it has MSM and HA in there, different oils, and wonderful to use. The absorption is fantastic. It helps with bones. We know it helps with bone formation. It definitely helps for libido. It definitely. It's good for obesity. It's good for skin. It helps with the adrenals. And look at the information of DHEA and our immune system. I've also read that the FDA allowed one of the pharmaceutical companies came out with a synthetic DHEA. So we know how fantastic DHEA is, and it starts to reduce at around the age of like 20, 25 years old. And then we have Testrocare for women. This does not have any testosterone in it, but we are trying to raise our testosterone level. We don't have a libido, ladies, without a little bit of testosterone. And if anybody has taken a birth control pill, it competes with the DNA of testosterone. What we put inside are Ayurvedic herbs that have been tested by Harvard and other institutions that help our own adrenals make more testosterone. And in addition to these homeopathics that give off approximately 75 milligrams of these herbs that help the adrenals, We have maca in there, which I will speak about in a moment. We have katuaba, shatavari. Those are Ayurvedic herbs. We know that they are wonderful herbs for libido, and they help the adrenals. So you have 10 milligrams of DHEA, USP, and approximately 75 milligrams of the traditional herbs of maca, katuaba, and shatavari. And then Tungat Ali. That one is used by the Maasai warriors in Africa. Really great to stimulate, really wonderful. Chris Kilner actually speaks about that a lot. Next slide, please. So my picture. Okay, so Bill Gates, who used to be our CEO, he did this without my knowledge because I have been speaking for many years about the marvelous results we can feel from maca and cacao and other ingredients. And he came out with this. It's an amazing drink. It's organic, and the price is amazing. I don't want to give it. It used to be $19.95. I'm not sure if that went up a penny or two. So what's in the drink? It's for energy and libido. You have maca. It's an adaptive herb. It grows very high up in the hills of Peru. It is known for improving libido, improving sperm count. It improves energy, our mood, and it's also a balancing of hormones, although maca is not a hormone. Maca has a tremendous amount of protein, minerals, and essential fatty acids. When my husband and I visited Peru, we couldn't go anywhere without seeing maca sold where they sold cigarettes, newspapers. It's in soft drinks, in ice cream. It's amazing. The way that it became famous was that the animals living very high up in the hills were procreating more than usual. And when they went to discover why, they saw that these animals were eating the maca leaves. And maca's been around for a very, very long time. And this drink, besides maca, it has 1,000 milligrams of maca in one of the scoopers that's inside. You have cacao, some chocolate. We have cinnamon, cayenne pepper, turmeric, and ginger. You can cook with maca. You can put it in your yogurt, in your cereal, in your coffee. When you sip it in your protein shake or your coffee, you feel an immediate energy. Ladies, we need to get our libido back. Libido is not just about having sex, although too it is. It's about our mood. It's about being assertive. It's about caring, how we look, how we live. Very important. And unfortunately, as I go around the United States, I see and I speak with women who don't even want to talk libido. What's that? Get your libido back. Next picture, please. I could not do this presentation if I did not speak about one of Solaray's most marvelous, wonderful products of DIM Supreme. DIM with broccoli seeds. I don't even know what's the most important about DIM, except that it blocks that estrogen, except that it changes that pathways of estrogen. I have reports it helps with weight, it helps with estrogen dominance of all kinds, it helps with acne, it helps PMS, it helps regulate the hormonal system, it helps men that have breasts. Weightlifters use DIM, because they take all these herbs and they develop breasts, they can take DIM. Now, our DIM Supreme is different than any other DIM because of those broccoli seeds. Those broccoli seeds help with getting rid of estrogen. You have to get it out of the body, and that is what the broccoli seeds do. It's an amazing product. It really helps the unhealthy pathways of estrogen reverse This has been studied at Strang Cancer Center in New York many, many years ago. It was not studied as DIM. It was studied as indole 3-carbinol, which is also made from the cruciferous vegetables, as DIM of broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and cauliflower. It has a lot of research of helping with estrogen dominance. Every one of us, men and women, should be on this product. It's amazing. Next slide, Jennifer, please. So I ask a bunch of questions and give a little answer. What is the product? What is LifeFlow progesterone? The lavender. This is what we have. We have it with lavender. We have it with plus with phytoestrogens. And each 4-ounce size lasts about 2.5 to 3 months. What is the promised effect? According to Dr. John Lee, eases symptoms of PMS, of menopause, hot flashes, water retention, helps the libido, helps with osteoporosis, opposes the toxic effects of estrogen, helps utilize fat for energy. What are the active compounds? Natural progesterone, USP, micronized from the wild yam plant. 4, what is the mechanism of action? 1, transdermal application, has immediate effect on the body. How do we know that? Well, the doctors, naturopaths, chiropractors that buy our product, they tell us that when they do a saliva test, 2.5 to 3.5 hours after somebody puts our LifeFlow progesterone on the skin, they can see an increase in the levels of progesterone. So it really absorbs very well. It gets into the fat and right into the cells and into the receptor sites. 5, about the company, the state-of-the-art FDA-registered manufacturing facility that's well-equipped with a testing lab. We all know this. We do not test on animals. The goal of LifeFlow is dedicated to provide quality, innovative, and life-changing natural healthcare solutions. And I agree. I mean, the results, the people who have called me, people who have written to me, of how much better they feel when they use this. How to use the product: 1 pump, once or twice a day, hopefully in the evening, where skin is thin, the neck, the palms, the inner arms, the soles of the feet. 3 weeks on for women with no period. Again, please cycle the area. You have to rotate. Don't put it in the same place so we don't saturate one part of the skin. Is the product pure and easily absorbed? Yes, yes, yes. It's all natural, free of synthetics. There are no parabens, no TEAs, packaged, hygienically sealed containers. Each pump is measured about 20 milligrams. The texture is non-greasy, easily absorbed. Its quality and purity unsurpassed. Before we end, I would like to say something unrehearsed. As I was working on this presentation, I thought of the question of when I began as a messenger for nutraceutical. Could I have ever imagined the positive impact that the LifeFlow body creams, magnesium oils, facial creams, and the many varieties of the cold-pressed organic oils could make on the thousands of women and men that I have had the privilege to meet through these 13 years? Never, but it has. And I would like to thank all of you out there who are listening, who I have traveled with, the respect, the friendship you have shown to me. LifeFlow could not have done it without you. I thank you. I'm done.
Thank you, Roslyn. That was wonderful. I'm going back to this first slide because you use these products, and there's something that you did not tell everybody today, and it's something that I admire.
No. Okay. What is it that you'd like to know, Jennifer?
I would like to know your age because we know that you use these products and you look amazing.
Thank you.
Can you tell us?
Thank you very, very much. So do I give my real age or my age that I'd like to be this next year? The real age?
Give both. Give both.
Oh, okay. Well, I will be May 31st, 79 years old. That sort of gets stuck in my throat. But as so much in life are choices, I've decided with this next birthday to have a chosen age each year. So this year I'm 52 on May 31st.
I believe it. I believe it.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much.
Roslyn, let's get some questions. If anybody has questions, you can press *7 to unmute your line, or you can type in the chat box, and I'm happy to read those for Roslyn so that we can get everyone's questions answered.
Jennifer, go ahead and cut the recording, and then we'll have a Q&A, please.
Okay,
Roslyn,
right.
that was amazing. Thank you.